Ishi blinked awake, staring through mental mist to the pearly white of her bedroom ceiling. She floated peacefully among milky pillows, undulating with the sound of the trill.
The trill? Oh, my phone.
The faint sound of a ringtone caught her attention.
Where is it?
The sound went away. Ishi turned back to the ceiling, uninterested in the call. Thoughts began to swirl wildly.
Hung jury?
The words wafted from her lips.
How can this even happen? Does it really mean Rourke is out walking around? What day is it?
She glanced toward the window.
Sun's up. What time is it? Let's start there.
She scanned the room, searching for her phone or a clock.
What a mess!
The patchwork quilt she made with her mother as her bed covering was on the floor. Ishi took good care of that quilt. It had never been tossed to the floor. The sheets were untucked and hanging off the bed.
What happened here? I couldn't have done all this damage. Oh my God. Am I alone?
The phone rang again. The blanket vibrated and the middle of the bed illuminated from underneath. She uncovered the phone and checked the number. Unassigned.
Go away.
She said out loud and waved off the annoyance.
The ignorant jury couldn't decide guilty or not guilty? It's not even a real question. Could they not see the guilt in his eyes?
She pictured each juror. She had memorized what they looked like, how they smiled, how they scowled when deep in thought. She could recognize when they were confused or frustrated.
They all seemed clear-minded. They have to know he did it, all of them. No one seemed to doubt it. How could they?
She halted before finishing the sentence. Her eyes jumped side to side.
Maybe he bought them off.
The idea struck her like a thunderbolt.
Maybe he bought the judge, too. Otherwise, how could she allow this to happen?
Ishi bolted up in bed.
That's it. It's all about money. He killed Mom and Dad and Jojo. They covered it up and buried it for his money. They're all guilty now, not just him. They think they can take his blood money and run. Wait! What about that lawyer kid? Mark? Mike? What was it?
She hopped out of bed, energized by a new mission. She hurried into the living room. She brought herself to a halt and looked around. Retreating back into the bedroom, she found her pink flannel robe.
Hold on. Just in case I'm not alone,
She thought. Her thoughts turned back to the young man from the hospital, actually from the courthouse. When she passed out at his feet, he saw to it that she was taken to the emergency room. He followed to check on her and waited a long time, who knows how long exactly. Surely he could tell you. Ishi never recovered enough to have a coherent conversation. She remembered that he introduced himself as a lawyer, Mark or Mike or something like that. He spewed a load of gibberish about a civil suit. He wanted to help. Eventually, he realized the time was wrong for this conversation. Ishi wanted to get out of the hospital. She convinced Marky Mike, or whatever, to take her back to the cabin at the lake. It took about an hour to get there. Ishi sat quietly on the ride, with her head resting against the window of Marky Mike's car. She remembered when her parents bought the cabin many years earlier as a summer retreat. It's not fancy. Actually, it's very unfancy. Her father wanted it that way. He insisted no phone, no television, just quiet nature. Ishi remembered how her initial response irritated her father.
It's so boring, Dad. I can take a day or two, but more than that is torture.
She would say to her mother.
Jojo is so weird all the time. How can you do this to me?
As she thought back on the early days at the cabin, she wished now that she had tried harder to see the benefits of spending time there with the family. A tear welled in her eyes and slid down the glass of the window. She'd give anything to spend another minute with them at the cabin. Ishi felt her body rustle, as Marky Mike tried to wake her up.
Is this the place? I pulled over here because the address is not exactly easy to find.
Ishii startled and squinted to see where they were parked.
Yes, this is Bradley Brook Road. The cabin is about a mile down.
He pulled the car back onto the dirt road.
Are you okay?
He asked her.
You haven't been very talkative. It's hard to tell.
Ishii said.
I'm still groggy. Maybe it's a concussion or something. I really am out of it.
Well, maybe you should have stayed to get the report back from the test. I bet the doctor was not happy to find out you left.
After a minute of silence, Ishii tried to change the subject.
What's your name, anyway?
He helped her to the door. She opened it and stumbled through the living area and into the bedroom.
Will you be okay, Miss Yoshida?
No answer. He waited a few seconds.
Miss Yoshida? Okay then. I'll leave you with my business card and CV. Please contact me when you recover.
He turned toward the door and took a few steps. He called back in a low voice he was sure she would never hear.
Nice meeting you.
She did hear him, though. Through the fog, and while sprawled across the disheveled bed, she called back in a low voice she was sure he wouldn't hear.
Thank you.
He didn't hear.
Where is that folder?
Ishii found the manila cardstock folder and business card on the stand next to the coat rack at the cabin's entry. She carried it to her favorite cushy recliner. She sat with her fingers interlaced atop the folder in her lap. She stared at it for some time. Something didn't feel right.
I don't want to sue him. This is not about money. He can't buy his way out of this. That's not justice. The gallows are the only payment I'm interested in getting from Rourke.
Ishii tossed the folder on the floor next to the recliner. A cover page with a headshot photo slid out.
Nope, Marky Mike, or whoever you are, a civil lawsuit is not gonna do it. He has to pay. I'll have my revenge in blood.